Welcome to Kill Your Watts, powered by Keylogic Systems. Keylogic Systems has developed a green button application called Kill Your Watts as a way to provide residential consumers with the ability to view, track, and manage their residential electricity usage over time. Kill Your Watts provides a homeowner with one centralized place to view, capture, and update energy activities at their home. Our objective has been to provide consumers with the information and tools needed to make informed decisions to alter their home energy use behaviors. Green button data, it comes from your utility company, and utility companies that provide green button data will have a particular icon that they display. We'll show you that later. But the green button data will eventually be provided by a large number of utilities in response to a challenge from the White House to provide consumers with information to monitor their own energy behavior. This application is developed as part of the Apps for Energy Challenge by the United States Chief Technology Officer. You see our icon there for Kill Your Watts, and here we've now proceeded to the application. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're using sample data available from a company called Tendril. So we're logging into a Tendril account for a fictitious consumer Eddie Vedder to retrieve their green button data. Okay, when you reach this screen, we're preparing to load that data. So we've logged in as Eddie Vedder. Now we have the opportunity to select 1, 3, 6, or 12 months. For this demonstration, we'll select 12 months of data, and that data will take a little bit of time to download. While that data is downloading, we'll talk a little bit about the kinds of things that you can look forward to doing with the Kill Your Watts application. First, we'll have a consumption tab where we'll have the ability to look at the data from various perspectives and various timescales. Then we'll have a My Devices tab where we'll be able to input the home appliances that we're using to begin to get an understanding of the relationship between our appliances and activities and the energy that we consume. We'll also be able to calculate an energy score for your home so that you can compare your home energy performance to national averages. Okay, now our data is loaded and we're at our home screen where we can begin to get some basic data and understand our energy consumption. Here we present average monthly cost, yearly cost, the meter readings that bound the data that's included, and the top 5 energy consumption days as drawn out of the data that was provided. On this page you also get your tip of the day, which gives you an opportunity to get ideas on how others have saved energy and how you might be able to do so as well. Okay, now we'll proceed to the consumption page. The consumption page, we're going to study the data from a couple different perspectives. Here at this summary screen, we get meter readings again of the beginning and ending data. We get the total cost of the energy consumed during that period, the total number of kilowatt hours, and we calculate an average rate based on those two numbers. Here, 9.9 cents per kilowatt hour is a fairly typical national utility rate. We'll have an opportunity from this location to send your consumption data, your summary data, to Twitter. Share it with your friends and colleagues and get feedback and maybe compare your usage to others. If we rotate the screen at this point, we'll be able to view the data graphically, and we'll see a couple of different perspectives. We'll look at a year by month, we'll look at a month by days, and we'll look at the days by hour. Notice on the days by hour we'll be able to scroll left to right, and one of the things we see here are 2 peak periods, the first one in the morning and the second one in the evening. Makes sense. In the morning preparing to go to work, in the evening after you get home from work. These are your energy rush hours, just like commuting to and from work, and a large portion of your energy is consumed during these periods, so these are activities that we'll want to focus on. To go back, we can shake the iPhone, and that will cause it to scroll back out to days, month, and back to the year. We could also turn it vertically, and from there we'll go back to a summary screen, in this case for the data from the month of November 2011. Again, the early and latest readings, total cost and consumption for that period. This can be helpful if you're looking to see, particularly high months or low months, for example, in the heating and high cooling periods. The next section we'll look at is called My Devices. What this little warning tells you is you don't have any devices saved, so we'll acknowledge that. Click on Edit, then hit the plus sign to begin adding the devices that make up our home energy usage. So probably the most significant area for any home owner is the heating, ventilation, air conditioning, HVAC, and your air conditioning and heating loads. Okay? You have to enter both of those, and you'll enter one device for each. So now we've entered HVAC, and that HVAC energy load for the typical home user is about 46% of your data. The next most significant one is your hot water heater. Everybody typically has one of those. That's about 14% of your annual consumption. Then we will go on to input our large appliances: washers, dryers, dishwashers, stoves, refrigerators, a host of large appliances that collectively account for about 13% of your home energy usage on an annual basis. And then the final area that we'll do in this part of this demonstration is lighting. Lighting is another significant energy consumption point for the average homeowner. Incandescent lights being the least efficient, consume the most energy. It's a good idea to change those out for compact fluorescents or LED light bulbs where that is possible in your home, and thereby save energy. But those four areas, HVAC, hot water heating, major appliances, and lighting, collectively account for 85% of the total energy home use. And by collecting these devices in your home and making sure that you have them all captured, now you can rotate your screen and see them as a collective percentage of your estimated home energy use. Now these are estimated based on average models, but they're average modern energy efficient models. So you can consider, are your appliances less than 10 years old? If so, they're probably fairly energy efficient. If they're more than 10 years old, you're probably considering replacing them anyway, and you'd want to replace them with a modern, more energy efficient system. You can also compare to averages for the average single-family home. In this case, as we mentioned before, HVAC is on average 46% of the home energy consumption, water heating 14%, appliances 13%, lighting 12%, etc. So you can compare your appliances to the national average, and then get a sense by actually citing each of those appliances whether or not they are energy efficient devices. And if you're planning to replace a device, then you can consider a modern and energy efficient device. Next, we want to go on to our energy score. Okay? First thing we see when we get to the energy score tab here is that we need additional information in order to be able to do that. To do that, you go to Settings, Dwelling Data. What we need to calculate your energy score is the square footage of your home. That's the conditioned square footage. So that's the amount that's actually exposed to heating or cooling. So that's going to be different than what a real estate agent would tell you is the square footage of your home, and you may need to calculate this. You also want to put in the year your structure was built. That'll tell you a lot of things about the energy efficiency of your home, and can give you ideas on where to begin to make an impact on your energy usage. So now with this energy score for our assumed 1,000-foot square foot home built in 1999 with an average monthly cost of $147 and the yearly cost of $1,700 plus dollars, we get an energy score of 61. The units on your energy score is BTU per square foot per year, and that's comparable to energy use indexes that are give you some national representation. So we can rotate the screen here to see how our energy score compared to the average home. Average home is in the range of 70 for an EUI. Our home was 60, so our home, based on these assumptions, is better than average. We can also look at our carbon footprint, calculated again directly from that information. The average home has a carbon footprint of approximately 9 tons of CO2 per year. The carbon footprint of our home is approximately 3.5, so we are better than average. Okay? But better than average should still take advantage of the opportunity to improve. But this is a pretty good score, and you might want to share that with your colleagues and friends, and you can do that through the Kill Your Watt Social Challenge. So going straight from your energy score information, we give you the opportunity to compose a tweet and share it with your friends. So carbon footprint, energy score, get an indication of how you're doing overall with your energy usage. If these scores are low compared to those national averages, then you can go back and begin to look at your large device energy consumers, like your heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and begin to do things that will help improve that, like programmable thermostats, changing your settings, checking your ducting for leak, adding insulation to your attic, or if you have a really old HVAC system like I do, you're going to be considering a change, and I'm out getting estimates now for a replacement with an energy efficient model. Moving on to settings, you'll find a lot of useful information here and some tools that will help you with the application. The first set is information. You'll get the About the Kill Your Watts application. And as I mentioned earlier, here's that green button icon that your utility provider will display at their website when they've provided you the opportunity to securely log in and acquire your green button data. Also want to acknowledge the contributions of Tendril for enabling the data for this application and for this Apps for Energy challenge. And there is a potential that you may be able to get your green button data through Tendril in the future. Other information that you can view from the settings page: the Kill Your Watts promotional video, the Kill Your Watts how-to video, that's this video here that you're watching, and then you can find some information about the developers, Key Logic, and about our energy program and about our information as our company as a whole. Okay, moving back to settings, here's an opportunity to go directly to Facebook and Twitter from our application. They have some opportunities to interact with the data that you enter, your device data, your dwelling data. The dwelling data here is what we enter to be able to generate an energy score. Under user management, you have an opportunity for a little added layer of security by logging out of Tendril when you're done. And then we've got our standard usage agreement available on the settings page as well. So opportunities to learn and understand your energy use based on the appliances that are actually in your home, an opportunity to interact with the data and understanding how your usage is distributed amongst time and by appliance, an opportunity to socialize and share your consumption performance with your friends and colleagues, and an opportunity to interact through social media to share scores, but also to get ideas and opportunities for improvement with the objective of making informed decisions about reducing our energy usage for a brighter future. That's the Kill Your Watts application.